Good rising, brethren. This is Big Judah coming to you guys in California. Before I begin, giving all praise is the Most High Yahweh. Acknowledgement to the earthly mother. Who is wisdom? Who is Holy Spirit? Acknowledgement to Yahweh Shai. I pray the Most High blesses this lesson this evening. Gives more knowledge and understanding of the events of the past in order to understand events that are currently happening on the earth. So we get a much better understanding of the things that are soon to come on the earth. Brethren, we're going to get into a much deeper understanding now about why certain books were not canonized. See, a lot of these books were not canonized because right here, right now, in the end days, they wanted to be able to give you their own narrative. They wanted to give you certain books, and those are the only books that you could use, and they would use those books to push their narrative for end times prophecy. But what you're going to understand is that these other books that were excluded from the Bible, they explain the rise of the Israelites in the last days. They explain how we get from being a destroyed people to how the Most High is going to renew his people. And see, the other nations, they don't want you to realize that that's what the scriptures are all about. Have you still haven't noticed about how many stories is about war, destruction? It's going to happen. It's going to happen any day. It's about to happen. The nukes are about to fly. Russia gives them one more warning, and nothing happens because they're pushing their narrative, but their narrative is not about what the main storyline of the Bible. The main storyline at this point is the revelation. It's the renewing. It's the revival. It's the valley of dry bones standing up once again. You're going to see some information that even goes with what you're seeing today, right now. We're going to get into the gospel of truth, which is like a New Testament book, the Lost Scriptures book, as they would say, and the Coptic Apocalypse of Peter. And if you think of it, you only get 4 of the apostles' writings. You get a couple little letters here and there from a couple other people. They didn't write anything else. They didn't bring out any more information. Most High didn't reveal anything to them. We know that they did, but when you get to that church and you see how they work, you see how they roll, they're like, no, you can't have this. Nope, you can't have that. Yeah, we're gonna publish this information and leave it out there, but hey, you're gonna have to work to get it. You're gonna have to work to go ahead and get this information and get this understanding, because we're not gonna make it easy for you. And ultimately, we know that that's the Most High that's done that. He's the one that has made it difficult in hiding things for certain people, certain ones, to find this information and bring it out. Again, Proverbs 25:2. It is the glory of the Most High to conceal a thing, but the honor of kings is to search out a matter. And that's what we're going to be getting into some of these other books right now. Most High led me to, crack these books back open and get back into them again. And that's what we're going to do, and make connections. You're going to make connections too of things that are, that you're seeing playing out today. See, no one's talking about the Israelites being destroyed. No one's talking about the Israelites losing their identity. That just shows you right there. If no one's talking about that, they have no understanding of scriptures, and they have no understanding of end days prophecies whatsoever. Because that's what's all of this is all revolving around. Our 400 years. When our 400 years is up, the other nations are going to have to pay. I mean, that's what's happening right now in a nutshell. Even and all the other pastors and priests are ignoring all that information, which shows you who they're serving. Getting into the lost scriptures, and except we've been in these books for years, but now they're giving us even more meat and more understanding. Actually, I didn't want to do this one. I guess we're going to do this one yet first. Okay, the Coptic Apocalypse of Peter. Okay, that's what we're going to be getting into right now. Hold on real fast. Making sure. Okay, that's where we're at. Okay, making sure. So again, I'm going to start right here with the Coptic Apocalypse of Peter. Okay, we're going to start at the bottom paragraph. But those who are to receive teaching are the living, who are inscribed in the book of the living. It is about themselves that they receive instruction, receiving it from the Father, turning again to Him. Now, see, is that not what we're getting information on right now? Getting information about ourselves, all of the lies that have been perpetrated on us as a people. Everywhere we look, it's nothing but more lies given to us by the Gentiles and the heathen, right? Listen to my man Moriel's video talking about the differences between the Gentiles and the heathen. It was really good information, and that's what we're dealing with. We're dealing with people, that have gone out of their way to hide all of our information, everything about us. So no matter which way we look, if we're looking at the Gentiles to try to give us the truth, we're never going to get it. So this is huge right here. So right there at the end, it says, but those who are to receive teaching are the living, who are inscribed in the book of the living. It is about themselves that they receive instruction, receiving it from the Father. So you only get this from the Most High. And He's going to give you knowledge about yourself. Why? Because the other nations have been confederate to hide everything about you. This is from the gospel of truth. We've read this before, but now it's more of this information is popping off the screen or popping off the pages when I read it again. And the Spirit, look here, look at this right here. I mean, that is what we're receiving, is it not? Are we not receiving information that we were the original British, Irish, that we, right, were the Celts, that we were the Druids, right, that we were the Aborigines over here in the Americas, right, that we were the Olmecs, the originals, the original people who set up society here in the Americas. This is the information that we are receiving from the Father. This is prophecy, you see, and this is why these kinds of books were not ordained or into the 80 books, because hey, like I said, you might read it later on, and if it's just right there, you might figure it out. But the fact that you got to go and look for these books and read them, and I have to read them for years, and then we have to wait for the Most High to kind of give you more understanding as time goes on. But that's huge. Again, but those who are to receive teaching are the living, who are inscribed in the book of the living. They make it sound like, oh, as soon as you accept Jesus Christ, your name is written into the, into the book, a book of the, and it's like, this is totally different. This is why you have two totally different roads of prophecy being fulfilled. You got one being based off of fantasy land and just made up stuff, and you got one that is based off of the Most High, and He's proven it over and over and over again. When you can crack open other books, not just the Bible, but you can also crack open other books that they've hidden, and you see yourself in those books as well. That's just more proof and gives us even a stronger foundation of who we are and who we serve. So it is about themselves that they receive instruction, receiving it from the Father, turning again to Him, since the perfection of the totality is in I got these pages a little mixed up here. Is in the Father. I got the pages a little mixed up, but that's okay. The Father, it is necessary for the totality to ascend to him. Then, if one has knowledge, he receives what are his own and draws them to himself. For he who is ignorant is in need, and what he lacks is great, since he lacks that which will make him perfect. Since the perfection of the totality is in the Father, and it is necessary for the totality to ascend to him, and for each one to receive what are his own, he enrolled them in advance, having prepared them to give to those who came forth from him. So you have to be called. Okay, I'll let you guys check out the rest on your own on this part. But this is the gospel of truth, pages 46 and 47, if you happen to have these books, the Lost Scriptures books. Okay? But you see that, though? You're going to be learning about yourself in these last days. The Father's going to be giving you information about who you are. So that would mean that you would have to lose all knowledge and understanding of who you are. And that's exactly what was prophesied to happen to us, and that's exactly what did happen. But the Most High also said that he was going to restore us at the end. Let's go here real quick to Jeremiah 17 and 4. Jeremiah 17 and 4. And thou, even thyself, okay, shalt discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee, and I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land which thou knowest not. For ye have kindled a fire in mine anger, which shall burn forever. All right? So this is showing you what happens at the end. This is showing you how the Most High is going to renew you at the end. And he's going to give you that knowledge and understanding back at the end. And these are the kinds of things that this is the revelation. Then these are the kinds of things that they don't want you to understand. Okay? So now let's go to the Coptic. We're jumping around a little bit, but that's okay. The Coptic Apocalypse of Peter, okay? We're going to jump in here real quick. Okay? Don't get dizzy. Okay, make sure I get everything here. Okay. We'll just stick with page 80 right here. Okay? They do business in my word. Now understand, like I said, this is the Coptic Apocalypse of Peter. You don't think he had, most I didn't download things to him? Didn't give him knowledge and understanding? Didn't give him last days visions as well? But see, this is what happens when they want to pick and choose what they want to show you, because they know that when we awaken, we're going to be able to get into these other books and get more understanding. Okay? They do business in my word, and they will set forth a harsh fate, okay, in which the race of the immortal souls will run in vain until my return, for they will remain among them. And that's exactly what's happened. Our people are going to run in vain because we are surrounded by these Gentiles and heathens. They are in positions of authority, and they're the ones who are still teaching the world, according to their breakdowns. So, we're going to run in vain until his return. Okay? Like I said, that's why, look at them. I mean, have they changed any of their breakdowns for anything? Absolutely not. There's more information coming out. Have they changed anything? Nope. Most people, you get information in, input in, you kind of process that information, and then you might have to change the output. They don't change anything. Doesn't matter what information comes in. Doesn't matter about anything, new that comes out. They don't change anything. And that's why everything is so upside down. It says, and I have forgiveness of their transgressions until which they fell because of the adversaries. See, the Most High is going to forgive us because the adversaries have done all these things to destroy us as a people. And see that, and that's what you sit in Disney's church like, oh, you get into the truth, and you got to do this, and that. It's like, man, we don't know which way is which a lot of times. It's like, because they've hidden so much information, and the Most High knows this. Okay? It says, I accepted their ransom from the slavery in which they existed, and I gave them freedom. For they will create an imitation remnant in the name of a dead man. They have created an imitation remnant, an imitation remnant in the name of a dead man, Cesare Borgia. That use that, they created that remnant, and they're going to stick with that all the way to the end. And that's what and that's what was talked about right here. That there's going to be an imitation remnant in the world here at the end. And they don't want you realizing that. Okay? So again, I gave them freedom, for they will create an imitation remnant in the name of a dead man, who is Hermas, the firstborn of unrighteousness, in order to that the real light might not be believed by the little ones. You see that? So that's exactly what you're seeing today. Is this not prophecy of what you're seeing? Exactly what you're seeing today. They created a imitation remnant so that when the Most High raised up his true people, the others would not believe him. The little ones would not believe him, or would not believe them. You see what I'm saying? Like, as we and Most High raised us up to bring this information out, they're like, "Oh, well, I don't believe you. You're not those people. You're not. No, that's not true. That's not true. You can't show me some scriptures. Show me. I'm like, you don't make other people show you any scriptures. Why do I got to do all that? You see what I'm saying? Like, but this is letting you know how this is going to happen in these last days. So again, in order to, who is Hermas, the firstborn of unrighteousness, in order that the real light might not be believed by the little ones. So our own people won't believe us because they're too busy believing the imitation that has been presented in front of them. But those of this sort, the adversaries, are the workers who will be cast into the outer darkness, away from the children of light. For they will not enter, but neither do they permit those to enter who are going up to their approval and for their release. You see, people are looking for the truth. Jews, Gentiles, many of them are looking for, the ones that are now looking for information. But these gatekeepers are being set up to keep you from even, looking or searching for the truth. So, take a little bit of time and really take a look at this. Take a look at this information. See if it resonates in your spirit. So, but you can see what's happening right now with Kyrie, with how they're creating all these things, all these hoops he's gonna have to jump through in order to play again. How they are, don't even want to have these kinds of discussions or anything. It's all because the imitation remnant has been set up. Other people have taken the bag, and and they don't ever want to have a conversation where they have to prove anything. So it's all based off of like a lot of emotion. But like I said, this is all prophecy. This is talked about now, as you can see, in the Coptic Apocalypse of Peter. This is nothing that was not expected. They knew there was going to be an imitation remnant. They were set up so that when we awaken, other people will not believe us. Okay? And if they've been set up so that since they can't enter, they can't go up to the Most High, they're making it so that you can't either. That you got to be crazy to believe any of this information. You got to be crazy to even open up the book or look at the video or do any research on your own. Because everybody always told us, if you read on your own and it's not what we approved, you're going to hell. It's always about fear all the time. Don't look at those books. We didn't approve those books. Well, now you're starting to see why. If this is not exactly what you're seeing happening today, I don't know what is. This is prophecy of what you're seeing right now. She goes, and still others of them who have sensual natures think that they will perfect the wisdom of the brotherhood that really exists, okay, the spiritual friendship with those companions rooted in fellowship, those through whom the wedding of incorruptibility will be revealed. And it says, the kindred race of the sisterhood will appear as an imitation. These are the ones who oppress their brothers, saying to them, Through this, our God has pity, since salvation allegedly comes to us through this. They do not know the punishment of those who are delighted by what has been done to the little ones, whom they sought out and imprisoned. And there will be others, okay, of those who are outside our number, who name themselves bishop and also deacons, as if they have received their authority from the Most High. They submit to the judgment of the leaders. Those people are dry canals. Exactly. People, pastors, priests, all these people in these high positions, and they're trying to make it seem as if, God gave them these positions. Satan, the God of this world, is the one who gave you those positions. And you were to continue the authority of the imitation. The imitation worked well when the Israelites were asleep. But now that we've been awakened, that imitation doesn't work so well anymore. Not if you actually crack open some books and do some studying. You'll see real quick that the things that are being brought out by the Most High right now are true. But I said, I am afraid because of what you have told me, that indeed little ones are, in our view, counterfeit. Indeed, there are multiples that will mislead other multitudes of living ones, and they will be destroyed among them. And when they speak your name, they will be believed. Now, check this part out. The Savior said, for a period of time determined for them in proportion to their error, they will rule over the little ones. But after the completion of the error, the ageless one of immortal understanding will be renewed. And they, the little ones, will rule over those, okay, who are their rulers. The root of their error he will pull out, and he will put it to shame, and it will be exposed in all the impudence that it has assumed to itself. And such persons shall remain unchanged. O Peter, come therefore, let us proceed to the completion and for the completion of the will of the undefiled Father. So it's letting you know right here, after we go through our punishment, Genesis 15:13, we go through our 400 years. That's when after that's over with, then with the completion of our error, so the ageless one of immortal understanding will be renewed. Our understanding is being renewed by the Most High. And what are we getting? What kind of information are we getting? Information about ourselves. Why is that? Because we had been put into slavery, and they've gone through every single thing they could possibly do in order to hide our identity and hide everything about us. Okay? So more understanding will be renewed. And they, the little ones, will rule over those who are their oppressors. Like I said, I don't think people realize how close we are to this huge switch. The other nations have made it seem as if you got so much time, but you don't. The 400 years is up. That's why you're seeing all these events going on right now. And you're seeing how the Gentiles can't prove anything. The Gentiles and heathens cannot prove anything. They make all these accusations. They keep saying, this is going to happen, that's going to happen, and nothing happens. This is going to happen, that's going to happen, and nothing happens. I guess they take Sundays off from war because we don't hear much about what happens on Sundays, right? They take off Jesus Day, right? So not much going on today. They take a break, right? Okay? And it says, the root of their error, he will pull out. Is that not what he's doing right now? The root of their error. All of their lives, how it's been rooted. He's pulling out these roots. He's exposing these roots. And people are seeing that, hey, a lot of these things we've been told aren't true. A lot of these things that have been told to us, they can't prove. So what's the truth? What's really going on? Okay? So again, the root of their error, he will pull out, and he will put it to shame, and it will be exposed in all the impudence that it has assumed to itself. So it's going to be exposed. Everything is now being worked out. Like I said, Most High is using everyone, and he's bringing out this information because he's exposing the lies, exposing the error. So all of these, many of these books here that they did not canonize, they hit them because they know that it all goes back to this. It all goes back to slavery. It all goes back to us going through our 400 years of captivity, and how the Most High is going to renew us at the end, and it's going to expose the things that they've done, and they don't want that out, so therefore they hide it, they get rid of it, they make it sound like we didn't canonize that, we don't approve that, you don't need to read that. Now you're seeing why. All praise is to Most High Yahweh. Acknowledgement to the earthly mother. Who is wisdom? Who is the Holy Spirit? Acknowledgement to Yahweh Shai. Shalom.